Leaders of some of the biggest businesses in the U.S. congratulating Donald Trump on his reelection. Jeff Bezos was one of the first to react, giving Trump a, quote, big congratulations in a post on X. CEOs of Google, Apple, Meta, and Microsoft all following suit with their own posts online. Our next guest laying out how the business community is responding to the election. Joining us now is Bethany McLean, a Vanity Fair contributing editor. Bethany, it's great to have you back here on Yahoo Finance. So talk to us just about, I wouldn't say they're celebrating Trump's win, obviously. Some of the congratulations, there's a strategy there, right? Walk us through what you think is going on in the minds of big tech CEOs right now with Trump returning to the White House.
I don't think the congratulations that people are offering say much of anything. I could wish they were a little less fawning in some cases, but I think this is just what a CEO would do, regardless of his or her personal preference in this matter. I do think the business community, broadly speaking, as you can see by the reaction of the market, is optimistic about a Trump presidency. There are the prospect of the tax cuts being extended. That's a big deal for corporate America. I think underneath that, there's also the prospect of a far less aggressive Federal Trade Commission. And corporate America has been pretty opposed to Lina Khan's aggressive stance on antitrust enforcement. And there's a view out there that has held back M&A activity and prevented venture capital and private equity exits because of fear of an FTC action. So you have also the belief of a lighter regulatory state going forward, and corporate America is celebrating that.
Yeah, I guess more so just in terms of specifically for big tech, because Trump's first term in the White House, he didn't exactly open the doors in terms of M&A deals and what exactly that looks like for big tech. Do you see it? Do you see that taking a different shape the second time around?
It's really hard to know what Trump is going to do, as I think everyone would agree. I think that I do expect Trump probably to be friendlier to big tech, but especially given his connection to Elon Musk and the voice that Elon Musk will likely have in this White House. But what kind of shape that takes is we're going to have to wait and see. It was the Trump administration, of course, that started to take aggressive action against Google, and so we'll have to see. It'll be really interesting. It'll be really interesting to watch what happens at the FTC. I think that will be a leading indicator of the attitude that this administration is going to have toward big tech.
Yeah, and let's also throw into the conversation why there was some of that activity taken against Google. It was because the party was upset about them showing up in search rankings differently than the opposing party. And so that would point us back to some of the retribution, the kind of vindication that Trump was looking for against publicly traded companies and entities. And so are these leaders, are they fearful and just trying to preempt any type of retribution for them not coming forward and congratulating Trump and trying to get into good graces?
Absolutely. Trump does have a very strong retributory, is that a word, streak to him, as we all know. And I'm sure that CEOs are scrambling to get out in front of that. At the same time, one of Trump's scorecard, perhaps his major scorecard, is the stock market. And so if any of his policies start to negatively impact the stock market, I think you would expect to see him switch course. So I think about that with his promises to chop away at our bureaucracy. So federal spending contributes a lot to economic growth. If he starts chopping away at the bureaucracy, and that is contractionary for economic growth, then you can expect to see perhaps a change in that, because Trump's scorecard again is the stock market, and so that implies perhaps a lack of consistency in the positions he might take.